Good morning. Before we begin this press conference, I'd like to extend my thoughts and prayers to the people of Louisiana and the state of Texas as Hurricane Laura moves inland. Alabama stands ready to assist these neighbors in any way we can. I have authorized 4 Alabama National Guard Black Hawk helicopters that headed to Louisiana this morning to help with their search and recovery efforts. Because our current Safer at Home order expires on Monday, August 31st at 5 p.m., Dr. Harris and I are here today to provide an update to the current order, as well as what changes will take place going forward. After my remarks, Dr. Harris will also provide the latest COVID-19 numbers for Alabama and the strides that we have made in our daily positive cases. Today, with the support of Dr. Harris, I am extending the Safer at Home order for another 5 weeks. As for today's new order, this will include extending our statewide mask ordinance through Friday, October the 2nd. And folks, I understand you don't want to wear the mask. I don't either. My glasses fog up. I can't understand what people are saying because of the muffled effect that the masks have on conversations. I wish we didn't have to wear masks, but we are seeing significant drops in our hospitalizations and daily positive COVID-19 numbers. And I have no doubt that this is a result of our mask ordinance. Wearing a mask is simply the right thing to do. When you wear a mask, you are protecting the people in your office, church, school, and your vulnerable family and friends. I appreciate the efforts of our teachers and administrators who are going to great lengths to keep our students safe. It's not easy to add another task, to add increased sanitation and social distancing measures on the top of teachers' daily tasks. However, we should not be deceived that being vigilant against COVID-19 during the day ends when the football game begins. We must wear a mask and stay 6 feet apart as much as is possible when we are not with members of our household. Y'all, this includes high school football games as well as college games when they kick off their season, because we must remain committed to defeat this virus until we have a vaccine that will do just that. I talked at length with Dr. Deborah Burks on Monday, and she was very complimentary of how much progress we've made here in Alabama since our mask order went into effect. Dr. Harris will share some of those details. And Dr. Burks is extremely pleased with the progress they are making in terms of getting these vaccines into testing and trials. Speaking of challenges, I'd like to once again commend Tuscaloosa's leadership, both Mayor Walt Maddox and University of Alabama President Dr. Stuart Bell, for making the difficult decisions they made as they focus on keeping their students safe while also keeping them on campus. Ultimately, it is up to each individual to do our part. If not for ourselves, do it for your family and friends. We all want to get back to normal, and the way to do that means wearing a mask. This year has certainly not gone the way we thought it would. Our businesses have been disrupted, our school year has been altered considerably, and we've lost loved ones to this virus. Today, we are seeing the positive results from the sacrifices we are making. As Dr. Harris makes his way to the microphone, let me again thank the people of Alabama for your understanding, for your patience, for your support, and for your willingness to help us get through these very difficult days. Dr. Harris.
Thank you very much, Governor. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Let me just give you a quick update on where we are. At this time, Alabama has approached almost 120,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19. To clarify, that's 120,000 individual Alabamians. Those are not positive test results, but those are Alabamians. We are just past 14,000 hospitalizations so far, with almost 2,000 confirmed and probable deaths. Given that, however, we are cautiously optimistic about what we've been seeing recently. Since the governor's mask mandate went into effect, we have definitely seen improvements in our daily numbers of new cases. The numbers of deaths are declining. The daily average number of deaths are declining. The number of hospitalizations have declined significantly and are as low as they've been since before the 4th of July holiday. On top of that, the percentage of tests we've seen that are positive has also declined from almost 17% in mid-July down to around 8% now. So all those are indicating that we have less transmission going on in the community. We believe the mask mandate is a reason for that. Thank you, Governor Ivey, for being willing to do that and for being willing to consider an extension of that. That clearly works. We have not had new restrictions imposed on the state really since April, other than this mask mandate, and clearly that is the first thing that has caused improvement to this degree since that time. So I also would echo what the governor said, and would just like to say thanks to Alabamians for doing this. We know that we're asking you to do something that no one likes to do, but I think most Alabamians have done a great job in wearing masks, and we would encourage you to continue doing that. Make sure to cover your mouth as well as your nose when you wear a mask, but we appreciate your willingness to do what it takes to keep this disease from spreading. We do want to remain vigilant as schools get back to face-to-face instruction, and as college kids return to campus. We certainly want to be vigilant about the potential for other outbreaks. I also would like to commend Mayor Maddox and Dr. Bell for what they did in Tuscaloosa this week. I support that decision and think that they made a very good decision in trying to limit the spread of this disease. We know that high school sports continues to be something that we talk a lot about, and we have appreciated the work we've done with Coach Savarese and the AHSAA. We would hope that schools will continue to observe that guidance that's been put out by that organization to make sure that we can keep everyone safe and healthy at the same time as they're attending sports. I'll say that Labor Day is coming up, and based on our experience with the 4th of July and with Memorial Day, we certainly do have some trepidation about what holiday gatherings could bring. It is really important for Alabamians to hang in there just a little bit longer with us. We really need people to be careful about mixing with other households. We need them to really be observant with wearing their face coverings, hand washing, and all those things that we've been saying for so long. This coming weekend, next weekend with Labor Day, has the opportunity to cause a lot of spread if people aren't careful. And so we really want people to pay attention and do the right thing. And then finally, I would just like to remind you that flu season is on the way and flu shots are available, and we really want you to get one. I'm going to get my flu shot today, in fact. It is really important, as we have flu and COVID-19 circulating in our communities, that we have as many people protected as possible from influenza. So if you're 6 months of age or older, then you should get a flu shot in almost every case. Even people who are allergic to flu shots, in many cases, can still get one with your doctor's help. So please talk to your healthcare professional about getting an influenza vaccine. And that's all I had, but I'd be very happy to answer any questions. Go. Thank you.
Governor, someone for the first question.
Kim?
Governor, most governors have gotten on board with mask orders, but there have been a few that have resisted. Can you describe what kind of pushback you've gotten from folks who maybe not be happy with the mask order?
I really hadn't gotten a whole lot of pushback.
All right, then can you describe why you decided to do this? This was the right thing to do?
Well, we're making such good progress doing what we've been doing. We need to keep it up, especially because we're coming into a, quote, a holiday weekend. The temptation to gather in crowds of more than 10 is upon us, and we just need to be extra cautious, y'all. We've made a lot of progress, and we don't want to lose any of the ground that we've already made. So it'd be a whole lot harder to have to extend stronger orders than it will to continue doing what we've been doing, because what we've been doing is showing success.
All right, and a few more questions.
Mike?
Governor, how is your health? And can you share with us if you've had occasion to be tested for COVID during the pandemic?
Mike, my health is fine. I feel great. Dr. Harris, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
And yes, I've been tested, and yes, I was negative.
All right, a couple more questions.
Lydia?
Yes. What is the benchmark, or what are you looking for before deciding whether or not to remove the mask mandate? Is it possible we could wait until there's a vaccine before that decision is made?
Dr. Harris, you want to answer that?
Sure. I would say we're certainly trying to be as cautious as possible. We understand we're asking people to make a sacrifice by doing that, and so I think this incremental approach of extending it a little bit at a time is the right way while we just see what the situation is. If we see a lot of decreased transmission, if we see hospital numbers go way down, if we see other things I guess we can think of, certainly that would be a consideration. If it doesn't seem to be improving, then obviously we'll have to have that discussion at the time. But.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have been listening in to Alabama Governor Kay Ivey and State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris giving us an update on the state's response to COVID-19. The big thing we have learned this morning is that the mask mandate, which is part of the Safer at Home order, will be extended for 5 more weeks. It will now expire on Friday, October 2nd. It was set to expire on September 1st. So the mask mandate has been extended through the month of September, which means masks will be required through the months of September. A couple other things they talked about today, updating us on the numbers. They say the numbers are going in the right direction. One of the things they pointed out is the positive test rate, which has dropped from about 17% down to 8%. And they say they credit the mask mandate for making that happen. Both Governor Ivey and Dr. Harris mentioned the Labor Day holiday coming up. They say they have concerns about holiday gatherings. And after the 4th of July, they say we did see a big increase of cases. So they say they do have concerns about this coming up holiday, reminding people to not do mixed household events, wear your mask, and continue to do social distancing, and also to practice good hygiene. One other thing that they pointed out is that we are entering into flu season, and there are some concerns about having both COVID circulating and the flu circulating. So keeping in mind, they say flu shots are available, and they're encouraging folks to go ahead and get those flu shots. Governor Ivey said she did talk to Dr. Deborah Birx from the White House's coronavirus task force, and that the Dr. Birx, was very pleased with the direction that Alabama is headed. So once again, the mask mandate and the Safer at Home order for Alabama have been extended through Friday, October 2nd. We will have much more on for you throughout the day today on our social media platforms and on our newscast beginning on Fox 10 News this afternoon at 4 o'clock. I'm Sarah Wall, Fox 10.